And I'm starting. Welcome back, guys. Let's actually continue from where that we have left off yesterday. Okay. What were we discussing yesterday? Can somebody tell me? What were we discussing yesterday?
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
SDLC. We started. Is my voice breaking? Is it better now?
Yes, yes.
Is it breaking for everyone, or is it only for one person?
Now I think it is somehow better.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's clear now, sir.
Okay, very good. All right. So let's actually continue with the SDLC. Yesterday, we've actually started on the SDLC part, and we just had an introduction on what SDLC is, right? So we took an example of building the house, and we started talking about the software development lifecycle, isn't it? So now, guys, let's actually continue on what are other components of SDLC. What are the things that would happen in the SDLC? Again, what is SDLC? Software development lifecycle. Right. Now, let's actually continue. But before we go ahead, guys, let's see. How many of you have already enrolled to this session?
I have already enrolled, Sam.
Very good, Nitin. Nitin, would you be able to ping me separately in the WhatsApp so that I would ensure that I would add you to this particular students group?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that, sir.
And this weekend.
Yes, sir. Not audible, sir.
Your voice is breaking.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir, not audible.
Tomorrow is the last day for this week. The thing is, the internet is not working. So, guys, yesterday we were actually discussing about the SDLC. We have actually understood what are the important phases of this SDLC and what exactly would happen in this particular SDLC. What are the different phases, guys? Yes, guys?
Requirement gathering.
Requirement gathering.
Requirement
Then
guide, development,
testing.
Requirement gathering and analysis. Analysis of the requirements, importantly.
Yes.
Design. First, you have to design. Okay, you have to plan and design. Unless you plan and design, what would happen? You won't start constructing a house without any plan, right?
Yes.
What would happen if you construct a house without any plan? You don't know what you are doing. Everything would fall apart, isn't it? So you have to first plan it, design it, ensure that you know what you are going to do. Okay, what is the cost estimate? Everything you have to know that even before you even start that particular house construction. For that matter, even the software development is similar to that. Okay, so we'll design it, we'll develop that. Once the design is complete, that's when we construct. That's when we develop it. Okay, and once we develop it, then we will test it. Okay, we'll try to test whether it is coming up according to our requirements or not. Okay, whether it is coming up according to our requirements or not, we will actually test that particular software, whatever that we have developed. And finally, we'll actually release it to the end users, and then we'll maintain that. Okay, is that clear, guys? Yes, guys. Now, who are all involved in this particular different phases? Okay, who are all involved in this particular different phases? In the analysis phase, you would actually be able to see that the product owner. Who is the product owner? Please understand this particular terminology very carefully, guys. What is the reason? Because when you get into your actual job, what would happen? These terminology, these are the different people that you would start interacting with. Okay, these are the different people that you would start interacting with. You should not wonder like, okay, who the hell is product owner? What does he do? Okay, so who is the product owner?
Like from the client side, yeah.
Okay, So, for example, if you take Bank of America, there would be, shareholders and everything, but they can't act as a product owner, right? So they would constitute one person. They would say, okay, you guys, you will be the product owner for this particular product, and you would decide you would decide on what are the features that has to go into this particular product and how this product has to be built. Sorry, as the like owner of that particular product, only that particular product. Okay. Now, this product owner would actually report back to the shareholders. That is a different story. We don't need to worry about that. But that guy would actually be considered as the owner of the product. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Yes, guys. Okay. And this guy would be the complete decision maker. He would actually have the budget. He would be able to allocate the resources. He would actually be able to increase the budget, decrease the budget, whatever. Okay. He has the complete control over the product. Okay. Change the features, increase the priority, decrease the priority, whatever. Okay. Everything he would actually be able to do. Now, there would also be a project manager. Okay. Who would work. Sorry. The owner would actually have the, no, both are not the same. Project manager is a separate person. Okay. Usually, project manager would be a separate person who would actually start managing the project according to the product owner's decisions. Okay. And then you have a business analyst who would actually analyze all these particular requirements. The product owner and project manager would be telling you, okay, I want, this kind of product. I want, these are the features. I want, to build it within this budget. I want to use this technology. All right. So when they give all these particular requirements, this business analyst is the one who would actually analyze all these requirements, whether it is feasible or not. Okay. Is that clear? And you have a CTO. What is CTO? CTO.
Chief Technical Officer.
Chief Technology Officer. Okay?
Yeah.
So somebody who is, taking care of all the technology that is going to be used in this. Okay. So these are the important guys who would actually be involved in the analysis phase. Now, guys, this does not mean that these guys will not get involved in the other phases. But in the analysis phase, these are the guys who will be the main contributors. Okay. These are the guys who will be the main contributors. Now, in the design phase, what would happen in the design phase? The system architect will be coming into picture. Okay. Now, the business analyst has analyzed all these requirements. This is a good product. He would say, okay, this is a good product. If it hits the market, you would actually get some customers and you would actually be able to make some revenue. Isn't it? Now, why are we building all these products and everything? End of the day, we are actually trying to make some revenue. Right? So when you are actually trying to do that, whether you can do that or not, that is what the business analyst would say. Now, once his job is complete, then the system architect would come into picture and he would say, okay, with this technology, we would actually try to architect like this. We would actually try to build like this. Okay. This is the planner. Okay. And you also have a UX UI designer. Okay. So he would actually plan, okay, this website should look like this. This website should look like this. This complete design phase would actually happen over here. And then you have the development phase, wherein your developers would come to picture, whether it is front and back end, the developers would come into picture. Okay. And then you have testing phase, wherein you again have an architect to, why do we need an architect in testing phase, guys? To design the testing. Okay. To actually plan the testing. According to whatever the design that they have done, you also have to plan the testing. All right. So you would actually have the architect over there. You have a QA engineer. You have testers. You have all different kinds of testers. Okay, manual tester, automation tester, performance tester. All different kinds of testers you would have, and you would have also DevOps people working over here. Why? Because they have to deploy all the code into the different types of testing environments. And sorry, guys, did somebody say something to me?
Could you please share your screen, sir?
Am I not sharing my screen?
No.
Yeah, it is shared already.
Yes.
We could see your screen, Shyam.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
Oh.
Are you not able to see Yashashwini?
Yeah. Now we got. I'm able to see
Okay.
now. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So you would actually have this particular DevOps people as well in the testing environment, because you would actually have to deploy this particular code. Whatever the developers have developed, this particular code has to be deployed across multiple environments. So you would also have the DevOps people. What is DevOps basically? Operations guys who would actually be able to deploy this particular code, build a pipeline. Okay, guys, please try to remember these terminology, whatever that I'm using. Build a pipeline. What is a pipeline? Whenever the code is developed, when they implement a pipeline, what would happen? It would automatically get deployed in the testing environment. The automation testing suite would actually automatically get triggered. It would get tested. The results would be sent out to the appropriate team members. Okay. So the team members would actually be able to check whether this particular testing results are okay or not, and then they can take a further decision. All this is automated cycle. Okay. So this is a DevOps pipeline. All right. DevOps is mainly concentrating on the operations work to deploy the code into the different environments. Okay. Now, once testing is done, then we would actually go for the deployment. Then we will actually go to the deployment. Okay. So we would actually have the data administrator there, and we would also have the DevOps team over there. Okay. Why do we need a data administrator? Deployment means you are actually opening up this particular application to the production, to the final end users of the application. See, if you develop a, let's say I develop a ICICI Bank application, who will be the end users for this? Different
Customers.
end users, right? But before you deploy it to the end users, you would have to first test it, isn't it? So until here, you are just testing it. You are not releasing it to the end users. Only once you are satisfied with your testing, only then you would actually deploy it. That is, we are actually sending it to the end users. Okay, is that clear? So once the deployment is done, then you would actually have the maintenance. Okay, again, in this maintenance, you would have the end users, you would have the testers. You would keep testing this particular application, because how much you
Shyam,
cover in the testing.
deployment
Yes.
means nothing but releasing that
Yeah,
application.
releasing it to the end users. That's right.
Oh, okay.
How much ever you test it, there would be some bugs that would be remaining. Okay, so in the maintenance phase, you would actually try to resolve those particular bugs. Okay, మన ఇల్లు ఎంత కష్టపడి ప్లాన్ చేసి కట్టినా కూడా ఏదో మిస్ అవుతాం, isn't it? అవునా కదా? Yes, it would keep running. It would, the cycles would keep continuing. Why do so many people have jobs? Yes. See, there are two types of things. One, for an existing product. See, for example, you have an ICICI Bank application. For an existing product, one, they might want to release some new features. They want to release a new credit card, or they want to release a new savings account. Something like that. They want to release a new product altogether. So for that, they would again have to do the development. Complete coding has to be done if they have to release a new product, isn't it? That is one time. The other development could be because of the government regulations. Okay, the government would actually say that, okay, you know what? The ICICI Bank provides only 2 years data. If I want to retrieve a statement, I would actually be able to retrieve a statement only until 2 years back. Okay, so if I can actually retrieve only until June 2022. But if I want to retrieve until June 2021 or something, I can't do that. I have to go to the bank, I have to give a special request. Okay, so only then they would actually give. Now the government would come and say, no, no, no. You know what? Give all customers 5 years worth of data. Okay, so if the government changes the regulation, then what would happen? The complete coding has to be changed, and you also have to test it, performance test it. Again, the whole story runs. Okay, so these are the different ways why you would actually have to keep maintaining this particular application. Okay, so why do we have more and more jobs in the BFSI sector? What is BFSI?
Finance, banking and
What?
finance, right, Sam?
Banking and financial sector, in the insurance. Okay, BFSI. Okay, so why do we have more projects over there? Because there will be a lot of government regulations. It's all related to money, right? So there will be a lot of government regulations. So even though they don't want to release new products, because of the government regulations, they have to keep developing. Okay, so they don't have a choice. The banks always have to keep releasing new features, at least because of the government regulations, if not because of they want to release new features. Okay, clear about it, guys? So that is about the maintenance. Is that clear? Yes, guys.
Yes, Sam.
So these are the different phases of the
sir, I have a
development
doubt.
life. Yeah, please go on.
So, if there is an application, for that application, if client has a requirement that we need to add some feature, new feature. In that case, after developing that feature and after we need to, do we need to test only that feature, or like entire application we need to?
Entire application we would have to test. Okay, entire application we would have to test. That is what is called as, what is the exact term used for it? Yes, guys.
System
Right.
testing.
Sorry?
Sam. System testing, Sam.
No, not exactly.
Regression test.
Regression testing.
Regression testing, very good. Okay, regression testing. That is, you are actually testing the existing features of the application. Okay.
Sam,
Not
one
feature
question.
that has been developed.
Sam, one question here. Like regression testing is nothing but like we are testing existing feature as well as what new we are adding, right? That also. But a system testing, as per my knowledge, I may be wrong, but a system testing like testing an overall application which is already developed.
Exactly. You are right. So when you are newly releasing this particular application,
Yeah.
then you would actually do the system testing. After
Yes.
integrating all the features, you would actually do the system testing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you release a new feature to the application, there is
Yes.
an application that is
Yes. Yes.
but you are releasing a new feature. Then
Yeah.
what would you do? You
Then
do
we
a
can do regression. Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
So actually check.
Sir, actually in performance testing, like in the execution, if we find any like results are not good, in that case, we'll find the root cause and then we will fix the issue and then we again test it. That we are calling it as regression testing in performance testing. Like
No,
here,
that is not
regression.
it. Guys, let me complete whatever I'm telling. Then I would wait for any questions. Okay. Otherwise, what would happen is I would not complete the answer, whatever that I'm doing, and somebody else might actually have the complete answer. Okay.
Yes,
I would
sure.
take all the questions. Please don't get me wrong. I'll take all the questions. Okay. Now, if you are actually trying to do the new features as well as the existing features, then you would actually call it as regression testing. Now, why would you have to test the existing features? You have already tested that, right? So why would you have to test the existing features?
Sam, can I answer?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, why we are testing is because while we are creating a new feature, it may affect the existing features also. Like if something,
Exactly.
some code we are using, right? So that's what we are doing all the testing, like existing feature as well as a new feature.
Exactly. So guys, what would happen is most of the times, I'll tell you very frankly, most of the times, all of us are lazy, right? మొత్తం అందరం బద్దకస్తున్నాం, isn't it? All of us are really lazy. So what would we do? We would actually try to copy paste it quite a few things. Whatever that is existing code, we would actually, the developers would actually try to reuse it. And if they are changing something, that also might affect the existing features, right? So there will be a lot of dependencies. When you are adding a feature to the application, there would be a lot of dependencies. It cannot be an independent feature. There would be very few features which are completely independent. Okay, there would be a lot of dependencies on the other features. So that is the reason why we would actually try to test the existing as well. That is a regression test. Is that clear? Yes, guys. Okay.
Yes.
Now, regarding the performance testing that somebody was talking about. So what would happen in the performance testing? You are actually testing the application. You found some performance issues. You are trying to fix that particular performance issues, and you are again testing that. Okay, that might not really be called as performance regression testing. That's a completely different thing. Okay, we'll talk about it. Is that clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Any other questions you have?
Nothing, Sam.
Sir, the cybersecurity team will come in which phase, sir?
Testing phase. In fact, now guys, nowadays what is happening is the all this particular testing teams, especially when you are actually dealing with a agile project, all these particular testing teams and all the teams are trying to start right in the design phase. Okay, right in the design phase, they are actually trying to start. Okay, it's a little complicated discussion on what they would exactly do in the design phase, but just understand that there are some things that would actually start right in the design phase. If not the actual testers, at least the test architects and all would actually start in the design phase. Okay, clear about it, guys? But
Yeah.
ideally, your security testing, your performance testing, your functional testing, everything should happen in the testing phase. Okay, clear about it, guys?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, you are something? Yes. See. Yes. See, you built a new house. Okay. Does that mean that the house is completely free of all the bugs? Like it is exactly according to your requirements? Maybe you have yourself not given a requirement to start with. Okay. Maybe you want a media room. You want a media room. You know what is a media room, right? You have this, hi-fi projectors and you have very good speakers and everything. Maybe you want a media room. You didn't tell the developer properly that I want a media room. Okay. Now, what you have to do? Testing phase, you might realize or you might not realize because you're not living in the house. Okay. What you do while once the building is done, you would just go into the building. You would just go into your house and you would see, okay, everything looks good. But after a few days, after some 10 days or 15 days that you live in the house, then you would say, okay, there should have been a media room. I have built such a big, lavish house. Without media room, what fun? Maybe I should build a media room. And then you would actually ask the developer to, convert one of the room into a media room. Or like a simple example that I've taken yesterday, right? If I have a plug point over here, it would be much more comfortable, right? Maybe you didn't tell the developer that you want a plug point over here. You didn't put it in the testing phase as well. When you actually just enter this room and when you see everything looked fine, but when you started using it, that's when you realized, okay, I need a plug point over here. This plug point might have been much more comfortable for me, isn't it? Okay. For example, this fan was not installed to start with, but when we realized that after entering the class, it would take a lot of time for the ACs to take effect. And since we are shouting continuously and we need a fan, that's when we went ahead and deployed a fan. Like that, there will be several features that would come out after you start living in the house, after you start actually using the product. You would see, okay, maybe this feature might have been much more beneficial. And then you would actually maintain it. Okay, and you would actually test it. Okay. Data administrator, in the sense, you would actually have to ensure that whatever the data that is existing should properly move forward. Okay, see, I have millions of customers for the ICICI Bank. All their data has to be intact, even when a new feature has to be released. Okay, that data has to be maintained properly. Okay, and whatever the new feature that is getting released, that particular data also has to get integrated with the existing data properly. Okay, clear about it, guys? Yes, guys.
Yes.
Any other questions from online folks?
No, sir.
Nothing from my side, sir.
All right, guys. So that is about the software development lifecycle. Okay. So guys, there is one good quote from Pavan. To tell somebody that they are wrong, it is called as criticism. To do so officially, it is called testing. Right? You go and tell that, you know what, you built a stupid house. There are no proper plug points. What they would say? Why are you criticizing so much? But if that person themselves come and say, you know what, can you please test it? Can you please test my house? What am I missing? And then you go and you say, okay, you should have a plug point here. You should, you are missing this, you are missing that, you are missing this feature. This feature is unnecessary. All that is called as testing. Okay, clear about it, guys? So I don't think so, but whatever. Okay, clear about it, guys? So what are the different types of testing? Let's actually concentrate on the testing part now. Okay, let's not dwell into the other parts. We are concentrating on the testing part, and slowly we'll actually shift towards performance testing. Only the performance testing. Is that clear? Yes, guys. Okay. So what are the different types of testing? Guys, you need not write all this. You would get access to this particular material. Okay. You would get access to this material. So you can actually just access this particular material and you can read through it. Okay. Don't waste your time writing it. Listen to me. All right. So if there is something that is not there in this material and I'm telling, then you can use your time, but unnecessarily don't waste time in writing. Okay. So what is unit testing? These are all the different types of testing that is there. Unit testing, sanity testing, functional testing, integration testing, regression testing, stress testing, load testing, performance testing, solution testing, all this. Okay. So what is this particular different types of testing? Okay. So we'll quickly go through these, guys. We'll not spend much time. We'll quickly go through this. And after that, we'll actually try to talk about the performance testing more. Okay. We'll concentrate on our topic, the reason why we are here. What is unit testing? Unit testing means you develop a small component in the application. Okay. You develop a small component in the application. The developer themselves will actually test it, whether that particular component is working according to their requirements or not. Okay. Is that clear? Can you please be backside? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about all this. Okay. We'll go in a sequence. Okay. So what is this particular unit testing? You are developing a small component and the developer themselves is testing that particular code. That is the unit testing. It is also called as, usually it is a part of white box testing. What is white box testing, guys?
Where tester can see the code, that is called white box testing.
The tester sees the code of the application. That is a white box testing. And what is the other type of testing?
Black box testing.
Black box.
Yeah.
What is black box testing?
Where tester cannot see the code, only they can see the.
Cannot see the code. Okay. See guys, the code is in Java, .NET, whatever, right? So it's a scary part, isn't it? Very frankly, it's a scary part. That is the reason why we don't want to get into that, right? We want easier part, no coding. What are we doing in the performance testing? No coding at all. We are trying to avoid the coding completely, or at least low coding. Very, very less code we will write. Okay. So whatever the development code that is there, if you get to see the code and you try to test that particular code, then that is white box testing. There are benefits to this, guys, and there are problems to this. What are the benefits? When you see the code, you would also be able to think how to break this code, isn't it? When I see the code, I would also try to think how to break this code. How would I be able to give something that would actually break this code? Okay, that is the benefit of white box testing. The problem with the white box testing is sometimes you would actually get stuck in a loop and you not think outside the box. Okay, so that is the problem of white box testing. Now, anyways, let's not get into that. We are not anyways doing that. So what is the unit testing? Unit testing is part of white box testing done during the development phase, during the coding phase of an application by the developers. Unit tests isolate a section of code and verify its correctness. Okay, clear about this, guys? Yes, guys. Okay, a unit may be individual function, method. For suppose we have 10. Can you spell it? Can you spell it? Indicate. Is this the one that you are talking about? Is this the one that you are talking about? I don't know what it is. See, if I don't know what it is, I'm telling you very frankly what I don't know what it is. Let's not waste time over here. Let me actually go through this. Yeah, if you're actually all the individually you'll check by knowing the code. That is the unit test. Okay. Right. And then you have integration testing. What is integration testing? You have several units. You are now integrating all these particular units and you are trying to check whether this particular integrated unit is properly working or not. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Yes, guys. Okay. Suppose you are building a car. Okay. You have wheels, you have engine, you have steering, you have body of the car. Everything individually is great, is working great. Wheel is rolling, engine is running, right? And body is there, looks good. But then when you put the body, when you put the engine in the body, when you put the wheels, is the car running or not? Isn't it? Yes, guys. Okay. So that is the integration testing. Once you integrate the complete components, all the components, if not all the components, at least a part of the car. Okay. So
Your voice is breaking.
integrated, whether it is working or not.
Your
Okay?
voice is breaking, sir.
Sir, your voice is
Honest
breaking,
folks,
sir.
are
Not
you able to
audible.
hear me?
No,
Sir,
no.
sometimes your voice is breaking, sir.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just taking a small break. Let's see if if we give a little bit of time, it will work out. Right. In the meantime, what I would do is I would actually start entering your names over here. Priya, Aishwarya, Monica, Chaitanya, you are new to this session, right? Chaitanya?
No, Shyam, actually, I have joined the laptop, so that's why it's showing Chaitanya. Panindra is here.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Panindra is here. I just joined my brother's laptop. It's showing Chaitanya.
Okay, Parnendra, right?
Yes, yes.
Got it.
Yeah, thanks.
Shanti, you joined newly, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is the same thing that, you know. So, all right, are you able to hear me, guys? Is this better now?
Yeah.
All right. So let's actually continue. Okay. So that did you understand what is integration testing, or should I repeat it? Yes, guys. Online folks, I'm asking you.
Sir, it is nothing but like combining all the modules, like combining all the features and then doing the testing. That is called integration testing.
Integration
Am I
testing,
right?
yes. And yes, it might not be all the modules. It could be a few modules at a time.
Okay. Under which
Sometimes-
phase it is? Who will test this? Under which phase it will this testing will happen?
the normal testers would actually test this. Most of the times it might not be the developers. It would be done by the testers, and it would be under the development cum testing phase. Okay, it would be coming in between the development and testing phase. All right.
Okay.
So integration testing is defined as the type of testing where software modules are integrated logically and tested as a group. Okay. And then guys, for example, if you are building a car, now you put on the wheels, you put on the body, you put on the engine. Let me come. You put on the wheels, you put on the body, you put on the engine, and you test this. That is one part of the testing. You put on the battery, you put on the music system, you put on the lights in the car and headlights, wipers, all those things. You integrate them and you test it. That is another part of integration testing. The same car, you are actually testing it. You are actually integrating different components, as I said, and you are integrating them and you are testing them. And maybe once you have completed these two different integration tests, then you are completely integrating the complete car and you are testing. That is another part of it. That is unit testing. Okay. Clear, guys? A typical software project consists of multiple software modules, different modules. Okay. And coded by different programmers. These modules are coded by different programmers. The purpose of this integration testing is to expose the defects in the interaction between the software modules when they are integrated. Okay, is that clear, guys? Engine is developed, battery is developed by two different people or by two different companies. Now, when you integrate them, maybe the battery is extracting too much power from the engine and it is not letting the car run properly. Okay. Without battery, the car is, somehow you start the engine, the car is running fine. But the moment you put in the battery, the car is not running fine. It is extracting the whole power to the battery itself. Okay, so you would actually have to ensure that these two components are also gelling well. Is that clear? Yes, guys.
Yes,
Sounds
yes.
familiar?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the integration testing. Now, what is functional testing? It is a type of black box testing wherein the application is tested against the functional requirements that are being given. Okay, against the functional requirements or specifications. Okay, so this particular application should have all these particular features, and these features should work in this particular fashion. Everything would be documented. Okay, so according to that, you would write a test case and you would actually test that, and that is called as functional testing. Okay, so you are testing the functionality of the application. Okay, you are testing the functionality of the application. Now, functions or features are tested by feeding them input and examining the output. Okay, and functional testing ensures the software requirements are properly satisfied by the application. Okay, clear about it, guys?
For example, take the example of the car.
You take the example of a car. The car should be able to seat 5 people. Okay, whether it is 5 people comfortably, whether it is able to really seat 5 people, the car should have 300 kgs of boot space. Okay, so does it actually have so much volume of boot space? 300 liters of boot space. Okay, so boot space in the dicky lo inta volume undali. Okay, so does it really have so much volume? The car should have so and so music system. It should have so many channels in that particular music system. It should be able to support CDs, your pen drives, your Bluetooth, all these things. The car should have a back camera. The car should have back turning sensors. Okay, the car should have right side sensors. It should have rear view glasses. Okay, it should be able to run with top speed of 100 kmph. You sit in the car, you actually run it, and you see whether it is running with 100 kmph or not. Right? And the car should stop when a side door opens. All these are specifications that you give at the starting of the project. Okay. Now, whether the car is actually working according to the particular specifications or not, you are doing the functional testing. Okay, clear about it? Similarly, in a software, okay, you open this particular ICICI Bank website, it should open this particular page. In this, you should have all these particular features. Okay, when I try to log in, it should be able to log in to your account, not to my account. When you are trying to log in, it should log into your account, not to my account. Okay, and it should show, by default, it should show 10 latest transactions. But you should have an option to get a statement of all the transactions that happen. So all these are features. Now you are actually testing against these particular features. Okay, test testing. Okay, now you can actually test something like, I want to get a statement from 1900 to 1910. Was there an ICICI Bank at that time? Will there be any transactions? But if it starts running, then that is a bug. That is a bug. That is a defect. Okay. So you would actually have to have proper, specifications defined, and according to that, you would actually have to test it. Okay. So that is functional testing. Okay. Now, apart from this functional testing, you also have non-functional testing. What is non-functional testing? You are not exactly checking the functionality of the application. Does not mean that you are not depending on the application. You are still testing the application itself. You are still testing the functions in the application itself. But you are not exactly testing whether this particular functionality is working fine or not. You are assuming the functionality is working fine. Okay? You are actually agreeing that the functionality is working fine, and then you are actually testing it on top of the functionality, you are testing more, like your performance, your security, and all the others. Okay, what do you mean by performance? Especially when we talk about the performance, the important thing that would come up to our mind is speed. Within how much amount of time you would actually be able to get the response for a particular page. Okay, for example, if I try to open one website over here, in how much time it is actually responding. That is what comes up on top. The first thing that we think about when we talk about the performance testing is the speed of the application. But there are other things as well. There is the reliability of the application, the stability of the application. Okay. So all these are also part of performance testing. We'll talk about all of this. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Now, to get a proper definition, functional
These also like speed.
sorry.
The faster respond also the response.
Yes,
Speed response is the better sense.
we'll talk about it. There is a very slight difference. We'll talk about it. Okay. So what is performance testing? Is one of the non-functional testing to determine speed, responsiveness, and stability of a computer, network, software program, or device under workload. Okay, is that clear, guys? Now you also have security testing, but that is not exactly in our scope. Okay, so what is security testing? Whether the application is secured or not. You try to log into your account. If it opens my account, there is a big problem. There is a security defect. Okay. Now, if you are actually trying to make a transfer to me, but somehow the transfer goes to somebody else, that's a big security bug. Okay. So of course, that is a functional bug as well as security bug. Okay. Non-functional. Yes, it is also considered as a non-functional testing. Okay. So the important concepts of security testing is like not like logging into your account and all those things. For example, you are trying to transfer 100 rupees to me. Okay, so if you somehow ensure that from your account there is only 100 rupees that is transferred, but if you somehow ensure that there is 1,000 rupees that is deposited into my account, that is hacking of the system. That is the actual security risk. Okay, clear about it, guys? So this normal log into your account and it logs into some other account, those all are covered in the functional testing itself. Okay, but the actual security testing comes in wherein you do something which is not authorized by the system. Okay, clear, guys? So that is about the different types of testing. Okay, clear about it, guys? Now, what is the difference between this functional testing and non-functional testing?
Sir,
Functional is, yeah, please go on.
for every software application, like this security testing is must and should.
For
Is this
every software application, is the security testing must and should? I would say yes. Yes, you are audible, Supriya.
okay?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Like
So, I would say-
like functional testing and non-functional testing, security testing will also be there for any application.
Yes. Yes, for any application, security testing is also
Then
very,
who
very
will do
important.
the security testing, sir? Like
Security
separate testers will be there, huh?
Yes, there will be security testers for that. And that is one of the highly paid fields, guys. Really highly paid.
Like cyber
They-
security, that is.
Yes, they would in fact get more than developers. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. After non-functional testing, security testing will be there.
Testing is also part of non-functional testing.
Okay.
Security testing is also not part of non-functional testing. Okay.
Okay.
It is a really highly paid job, guys. But then you need to have a lot of knowledge, like, including the coding, the testing, you should know how to hack the system. There is, a lot of knowledge that is required, and, but it is highly paid. It's worth the knowledge. Okay. Now, functional testing versus non-functional testing. What is functional testing? You are checking the functionality of the system. Now, it can be mainly classified into two parts: manual and automation. Okay. Automation is mainly used for
Regression testing.
Automation is mainly used for regression testing. Okay. And manual testing is for exploratory testing. Okay. And what is non-functional testing? To check the non-functional aspects, you would actually use the non-functional testing. Okay. And examples are performance, security, usability, reliability. All these are non-functional testing. Okay. And
Sir, can you explain in brief
now,
about the manual and the automation? Like,
see, manual testing means when you freshly, develop an application, you are trying to test all the features of that particular application. Okay, that is manual testing. But then, when you are now this, are you able to hear me, guys?
now it is fine. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. When, let's say you have actually developed one new feature of
Your
the
voice is
application,
breaking, sir.
and you tested it, you released it to the production. Okay. Now, the first time that
Your voice is breaking, sir. Sometimes.
manual testing. Okay. But guys, what would happen is next month. Is it still breaking, guys?
Yes, sir. Sometimes it is
Hello?
breaking. Yes, yes. Sometimes it is breaking, sir.
But now it is stable, right?
Yeah, now it is fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
If you are actually testing the application for one single, a new feature is developed and you are testing that particular feature, that is a manual testing. But guys, what would happen is next month when I'm releasing, maybe I'm building another feature. Now, when I build another feature and when I try to integrate that particular feature to the application, I would again test all the existing features, right? So if I have to test all the existing features, would I do that manually? Might not do. Usually what I would do is I would write some code using some tools called Selenium or UFT or some tools like that. And when I try to use that particular different tools, that is the automation testing. Okay. Automation testing is mainly used for regression testing.
Regression test.
Okay. So that all the existing features, you would, it would test it very, very fast using some code. You don't need to have manual intervention. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the difference between the manual testing and automation testing. Okay. Now, guys, in the functional testing, you have this particular unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. And in non-functional testing, you have performance testing, security testing, usability testing, and compatibility testing. These are the different types of testing skills. Okay. So guys, what I would do is I would actually stop the session over here. Maybe I could have taken some 10 or 15 minutes extra, but the network is not good and everybody's suffering. So let's actually stop it over here and we'll actually continue our session tomorrow. Okay. So whoever have completed their, registration, guys, please let me know. Please ping me separately on the WhatsApp and I would actually add you to the classroom. Okay. Clear, guys? Yes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
SDLC, and what else did we cover?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, like if we compare to manual testing, automation testing is some better. And like if we compare automation and performance testing, which one is better for future growth and all?
There is nothing like better or worse. Okay. Now, if you take automation testing, there is no automation testing without manual testing. Okay. A lot of times, guys, I've seen so many times that people are interviewed extensively for automation testing. Okay. They are interviewed like, really grilled in the interviews for one of the tools. And once they enter the job, they would think that, they are doing a lot of automation and everything. And once they enter the job, they would actually be able to see that there is no automation at all. They are doing the manual testing. Okay. They are still doing the manual testing. But why are they grilling them on the automation in that case?
In case if in future, if any requirement, maybe that purpose.
Future, they have a plan to automate all this. And when they plan to automate all this, they can't then get rid of you. Isn't it? They can't get rid of you. They don't want to fire you. Isn't it? So they need a person who also knows automation testing. Okay, who also knows one of the two. Okay, and they would actually be able to get their work done both in manual testing and automation testing. Now, there is nothing like automation testing is better than manual testing. There will be so many bugs that you can uncover in manual testing that you just can't do in the automation testing. Automation testing, what are you doing? You are, whatever the manual task that you are doing, you are automating it. Okay, but there could be several features that you might not really automate. And there could be bugs that are available in that particular other features. Okay, so there is nothing like this is better or that is better. Okay, clear about it, guys? And now, in our case, what are we trying to do? We are actually trying to get a job. Don't care whether it's manual testing, automation testing, or performance testing, isn't it? Very frankly, we don't care whether it is a manual testing, performance testing, or automation testing. We want a job. We can learn, isn't it? But guys, the thing is, in the automation testing, you need to write a little bit of code. Okay? You need to write a little bit of code. You need to have a little bit of knowledge on the coding. Okay? But in performance testing, you can get away with very less coding. Okay? With very less coding, you would actually be able to manage. Okay?
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Today, we've actually covered SDLC, types of testing, and difference between functional and non-functional testing, isn't it?
Shyam, I just want to add one thing. Now in UI automation, right? They are asking, like they are forcing us to learn generative AI and GitHub, Git Copilot. Like they're giving a time, like 2 months, you have to learn these tools, like Gemini or like ChatGPT, or like you have
Yes,
to
definitely.
Copilot,
Yeah,
like
would come into picture.
yeah.
Yes, can you give me? I'm actually getting a call. Please give me 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Somebody was asking me a question. Can you please repeat that?
Shyam, like I'm saying something like now in a company, right? In my company, they are forcing us to learn generative AI and Copilot.
Right. So, guys, these days, what they are doing, the development of the applications, the testing of the applications, everything they are actually trying to get it done with the AI. Right? What is AI? Artificial intelligence. Right. So, I would, I would really pray that this does not become a reality. Otherwise, all of us would start losing jobs. But then that is a hard reality, isn't it? So what is happening? You're, using the AI, they are actually trying to develop the applications as well as test the applications. Okay. Now, once they actually implement this particular testing this particular applications using this particular generative AI and everything, what would happen? They would need very less number of testers. Okay. One tester might actually be able to manage the complete testing of a big product. Okay. With the help of automation testers, they were able to reduce the number of manual testers to a real minimum, isn't it? 10 manual testers work, one automation tester is doing, isn't it? All the regression testing is being taken care of by the automation tester. Now, with the generative AI, even the automation tester might, might get phased out. One tester, the complete application they can actually take care. Okay. So guys, that is future. Unfortunately, that is the future. Maybe, 5-10 years down the line, that would be the stuff that we might actually be learning. But for now,
Sir, like in that case, what about the performance test engineer's future? Like,
even performance testing. See, if you look at the LoadRunner, the amount of coding that we have written at the starting of my career is much higher than the amount of coding that we are writing now. Okay, the correlations, the tool hardly used to recognize correlations when we try to do the automatic correlation at the starting of my career. But now the tool automatically recognizes a lot of coding part that, automatically. Okay, so the LoadRunner, the APM tools. What is APM? Application Performance
management.
Okay, so the APM tools, all these are implementing this AI, and they are actually trying to reduce the number of resources that are dependent on actually testing and monitoring this. Okay, so unfortunately, that is the future. Unfortunately, some of us would lose jobs, but then until then, we would have to keep learning. We would have to improve ourselves in order to go to the next level technologies. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, everybody is getting affected, yes. But the benefit that we are getting is all this particular AI and all these things, they are being developed at a very high level. Only a few big customers are actually using this. Okay, and there are a lot of new customers that are coming into the market. Okay, for example, there is this MGM IT Training. They're actually trying to develop a website. Can we afford to hire an AI testing guy? No. Okay, maybe 10 years down the line, when AI tester is a pretty common person, okay, everybody comes into the AI testing and everybody learns AI testing, then maybe. But for now, we are hiring a manual tester, a proper performance tester. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so guys, the learning is never stopped. Carousel keeps turning. Sorry, carousel never stops turning. Right? Yes, guys.
Yes.
So, just learning this does not mean that you have a job for life. I'm not promising you that case. Okay? For now, you will get a job, but you have to keep learning. Okay?
Yes. And may I know how will be the packages, sir, for performance testers under this experience? Like
right now, the packages for the performance testers are pretty good. Okay. Right now, we are actually seeing that we are at least into 3. What is X3?
For example, 3 years experience, 3 into 3.
Into 3. Okay. So if you are doing it pretty good, you can make into 4 as well, into 4 and into 5 as well. But you need to have real good. You should be able to perform real good in the interviews. Okay. So into 3 is usually the constant.
Okay.
So you claim 3 years of experience, you get at least 9 to 10 lakhs is common.
Okay.
We are targeting higher packages, but the effort also has to be from you guys. If you are
Yes,
sitting
yes.
just, 1 hour class will attend and then, we want 20 lakhs package, sorry, not possible.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes, yes. Sir.
Hey, hi, Shyam.
Hey, Chaitanya.
Panindra is here. Sorry.
Yeah, Panendra. Yeah, go on.
Shyam, as per my knowledge, the qualification is required for the graduation, if I'm right.
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
But
We get-
as per industry standards, is there any specialization required for the performance testers, like a BTech or something they required, or what? How it will works as per
No, that is not required. Okay, even for the freshers these days, most of the companies they are actually taking even the BSc candidates case. Okay, BSc, BA. Pavan had experience with one hotel management guy as well. Okay, completely not even into degree. Okay, hotel management, right?
Mhm.
So we were able to get a job for a hotel management guy as well. Okay, but of course that guy was very studious. That guy was, actually coming to the class, learning after the class. He was actually learning and he was concentrating on his career. Okay, so if you are concentrating on your career, at least now, you would actually be able to get a job. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions, guys? All right, guys. So let's actually complete the session today, especially because I don't have the network. I'm running on the hotspot, and it is not. Looks like there is some issues. But from tomorrow on, we'll actually continue properly. Okay.
Thank you,
I'm
Shyam.
stopping the recording, guys.